Hi, I'm Seraph, and welcome to yet another video. Wuthering Waves patch 2.8 is out now, and I want to talk about the story. Let's get started. I'm going to be honest, I didn't think I'd like the story as much as I did when going through it. I thought it would just be an okay romp through Honami City with Chisa and not much else. And then, after the story, we get the Hyroy teaser event. Basically, something like 1.4. Something unrelated to 3.0, but will have an event that would tease the new region. But I'm glad I was proven wrong. I know this is about the story, but Honami City is absolutely stunning. It has this bright, melancholy, yet hopeful undertones that are typical of Eastern post-apocalyptic stories. Yet, it's so dense and packed in a way that's been lacking in Wuwa's environments. Of course, I understand that the 2.x environments have to make way for flight, and Honami, after the story, is just a zone, but still, I really like this city. Anyway, we are dragged into Honami City during the end of its days when the lament swallows it whole. The city is in a sonorosphere, the effects of the lament replaying the city's final hours before its collapse. The people in the city have no idea they died, but realize something is off after you talk to them. It's truly haunting stuff. We are also introduced to Chisa when we arrived, and she is a character I wanted to know more about since we started getting info on her. When she was revealed back in the 2.4 teaser, I didn't have any expectations for her. But once we finally got more details about her, I came to like her a lot. She reminds me of someone I know in real life. Heck, I even showed her Chisa's artwork and said, "Hey, that's you." She got a kick out of it. Anyway, Chisa is trapped in Honami City after Hyroy came under the influence of the Void Storm, a type of wave-worn phenomenon that's not unlike the Dark Tide. The Void Storm periodically affects the region, and in Chisa's case, she ended up falling into Honami City's sonorosphere and was trapped for 2 months until Rover arrived. It's here we work with Chisa to uncover the truth of Honami's endless loop. It is through Chisa we learned about a Black Shores member named Sumika, who had also found herself trapped here but for far longer than Chisa. And through our investigation, we learned of what became of her, and had a run-in with the Fraxidus performing experiments regarding the looping lament here. I'm going to be honest, this was my least favorite part of the story. The Fraxidus being here felt unnecessary. But hey, maybe this can bear fruit in the future, as we know the Fraxidus have their sights set on Hyroy. It felt like they were there purely for tension purposes, which doesn't make sense to me because they get a good job of highlighting the dangers of Honami City through the Iridoglow buff tacit discords. But whatever. It's a black mark on an otherwise fantastic story. It's through the Namipon and Sumika's forte that we managed to secure a route to the tower in Honami, ground zero of the lament that tore the city apart. It is there we learn what happened to Sumika, and how even though she knew she was going to die from crystallizing in the tower, she plotted a course for Chisa and whoever else trapped to escape. We eventually get separated from Chisa in the tower, and it is there that we learn about her past. Her past covered the uncomfortable topics I didn't think Wuwa would hit so soon. Discrimination towards resonators. I thought that if they were to eventually cover discrimination, it would be against non-resonators, not the other way around. But in Chisa's past, we see that the resonators of her hometown are looked down upon, viewed as nuisances to society and must be tracked at all times, with those special suppression collars we see Chisa have. Chisa struggled with fitting in and being accepted by her classmates, and the turmoil she was causing her parents by making them lose work leads to her being transferred to Star Torch Academy in Hyroy. And then, when she finally finds people who accept her, she's swept up in Honami City. Chisa's backstory may not be some grand, sweeping epic of struggling against an insurmountable enemy or fighting against prophecies, but it didn't need to be. Her backstory felt personal and very real. I'm sure there are plenty of people who can relate to that feeling of not belonging anywhere, being different because of what you can't control, and that dopamine rush and sense of relief that they're finally being accepted by other people. After returning to the Black Shores and getting Chisa checked out, we go on a little date with her before inviting other members of the Black Shores like Shorekeeper and Buling, with Camellia butting in. I found this part to be very wholesome and heartwarming. I hope we get more of the Black Shores interaction like this. I liked how Shorekeeper and Chisa couldn't think of a conversation topic and just stared awkwardly at each other. I like Camellia being interested in fighting Chisa. It's interaction like those that we need more of, and I'm happy with how Wuwa has showcased it here. Of course, we've got our teasers for Hyroy. We learned that time and space were in flux within the Sonaro, so 20 years had passed while Chisa was stuck. We learned that her mother had traveled to Hyroy as well. We also learned that Rover was a student in the past at Star Torch Academy, meaning we have some mysterious connection to the place. And to make matters far more interesting, the radio which was picking up the region's frequency suddenly called out to us, asking if this was the answer we are seeking. The entrance to Hyroy is through a rift in Honami City. Outside of the Sonaro, the region is currently experiencing yet another void storm, so this is our only way to get there for now. I'm looking forward to 3.0 now than I ever had before. Mysteries surrounding the region keep piling up, and I hope we get some answers in the upcoming teaser event, and in Hyroy itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been slowly picking up the pace and producing videos, but I'm not sure if I can keep it up. But one thing's for sure, I've been feeling more motivated than usual. So, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.